We are watching another NBA season unfold in front of our eyes. This NBA season is almost a quarter of the way through, so I thought why not give a recap for each and every team and how they're looking so far. What's goody? It's your host J Rose as always, and I'm here with an NBA recap for every team in the league. This is not going to be a super analytical video. It's going to be more of a brief overview of each team for the casual viewer. Know what I'm saying? We're going to have some fun today. Let's get into it. We're going to start off with the Western Conference and then make our way over to the East, starting from 15 going all the way up to the first seed. First team, we got the San Antonio Spurs, who are 3-16.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Y'all are trash. But listen, I'm not entirely sure why y'all are trash. Devin Vassell's been playing pretty nice. Victor Wembanyama's been pretty nice and consistent. Keldon Johnson's been pretty decent. Jeremy Sohan's had his ups and downs, but he's also been pretty decent. So y'all are garbage, but y'all have a nice future and a lot to look forward to. So I'm not going to go too hard on San Antonio. Next up, we have Memphis, and y'all are like hot ass.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
And I understand that Ja's not here, but everybody was always talking about how the Grizzlies are better without Ja, and they're going to be perfectly fine without Ja. So a quarter of the way through the season and you being almost the worst team in the league by almost like a game or two when there's a lot of teams that are bad so far is very disappointing. But a lot of people don't understand why the Grizzlies were good without Ja for a lot of the games when he was out, and it's showing. It's just looking slow for y'all until Ja comes back. But when he does come back, I mean, you guys do have a decent amount of role players. I think Ja can make some shake and maybe push y'all up in the standings, but I doubt y'all are going to make a playoff push this season. Next, we got Utah.
Who?
Next, Portland.
Y'all are trash.
Y'all are trash. I'm not going to lie. I didn't really expect Portland to be doing too hot this season, and they're not. But also, I'm not sure what's going on over there. Y'all made a lot of trades, and it's kind of giving a log jam for your young players to have the room they need to actually perform. I do like that y'all have Shaedon Sharpe in the starting lineup most of the time, but there's no reason why Malcolm Brogdon is A, on this team, and B, if he's on the team, why is he starting over Scoot? Scoot needs his minutes. I know he's looked absolutely awful to start the year off, and probably one of the worst rookies, and that being your third pick in the draft. It's looking kind of tough. Next, I got a lot to say about this team, the Los Angeles Clippers.
Mid!
Y'all are 8-10, which all things considered not too bad, but my guy, y'all got Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, James Harden, and I don't even want to count Russell Westbrook as a notable player anymore, because him coming off the bench is like literally like taking me and having me come off the bench for the Clippers. He's not doing jack shit off the bench. James Harden, he'll have a good game and then he'll drop 6 points. Kawhi has been playing better ever since I said he's declining a little bit, so you let us see that. Paul George, after I said he was the best player on the Clippers, is starting to play a little bit worse. So, they'll win a game here and then they'll drop a game to the Nuggets with no stars on the court. It's looking slow for the Clippers. Y'all try to make another super team and it's not working. These super teams do not work. Y'all gotta cut it out. Next, we got the Golden State Warriors, who are 9-10.
Clay Thompson. Hey Clay, you still think you top 75?
Free Steph. Andrew Wiggins is playing like garbage. Andrew Wiggins might be the first player to be washed at 28. Klay Thompson is also playing like garbage. I feel like you'd rather have a player like Eric Gordon on your roster at this point because they're having the same amount of points. But Klay, for some reason, thinks he's Michael Jordan. All he wants to take is pull up mid-range jump shots instead of moving around in the offense and taking wide open threes. I'm not understanding it. It's making his field goal percentage and his overall efficiency hot garbage. But he continues to, run around the court and look for the hardest shot possible. So, free Steph, you know what I'm saying? Steph is, 34, 35? Bro, I don't want to watch Steph in his last couple of seasons playing on a sorry team if he's playing like this. I'm sorry, I don't want to see it. I want him to be a Golden State for lifer, but if Golden State is not going to be nice, I don't want him to be on Golden State. And that's just how I feel about it. Houston.
Nice.
Houston was actually a pretty decent surprise. They're 8-8. They're just a weird team. They have Fred VanVleet on that roster. Jalen Green has been up and down. Jabari Smith Jr. has been pretty cool. But Sengun is that guy. Sengun is nasty. I think Sengun is going to end up being the best player on that team in the long run if he stays on that team. But yeah, Houston, 9 seed, 8-8, very nice surprise. If you would have told me Houston would have been over the Clippers and the Warriors to start the season, I would have called you a damn liar. But here we are. The New Orleans Pelicans
Is mid.
are 11-9. And I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty decent record considering CJ had a collapsed lung and he missed some time. Zion's always gonna miss some time. So yeah, and they really don't have much depth like at all. Their bench is pretty hollow, if I'm being honest. They have a couple of young players on the bench, but they don't really have any super firepower off their bench at all. So considering that y'all have missed a couple of players throughout the season and y'all are still 11-9, pretty decent. We got the LA Lakers.
I mean, it's alright, like.
Y'all are also 11-9. I'm not gonna say y'all are trash, but I'm just saying I had the Lakers as one of the top seeds in the West going into this year, and they're not. They're 7th seed. They look mid. Anthony Davis is either gonna give you 31 or 18, and I said he cannot do that. If the Lakers are gonna be a very good team, he cannot do that. I'm not understanding why on a game-to-game basis you can't count on Anthony Davis to get at least 25 plus on a night-to-night. It's kind of weird. I'm not entirely sure why he's either one of the best players on the court or mediocre like his team. So it's just not a good look. LeBron is also hooping. LeBron's been one of the best players in the league so far to start off the season, in my opinion. We also got the role players who are just not showing up. D'Lo will show up and have a big game every now and then. I thought Austin Reeves was going to have a good year this year, and he just isn't so far. They're also having a lot of injury trouble. I think Rui's hurt, Jared Vanderbilt's hurt, Cam Reddish is hurt. They're just missing a lot of players. So I think the Lakers will end up getting it together. But like I said, before the season started, AD got to be consistent. And these role players gotta do something. Like, we were praising them the whole offseason. We were praising them last season when they made that run, and now they're just not looking too hot. They gotta turn it up. Phoenix is the 6th seed at 11-8.
Wow.
They've been good. I'm not gonna lie. 11-8 is doing a disservice to how well I think they've played, especially considering the circumstances. Their bench and their role players are not good. They're just not good. The third best player on his team is probably Yusuf Nurkic on a night-to-night basis, and then every other night you'll probably get some random role player helping out, but on a consistent basis, these role players are not too hot. Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and KD have not played a single game together yet. Devin Booker's been in and out of the lineup. KD also missed some time. Bradley Beal has played 4 games this season. So, all things considered, y'all are 6th seed right now. Y'all skating by. Not too bad. This health is becoming a really, really big issue. I said it was going to be a big issue going into the season. And if it continues like this might be a lost season for the Phoenix Suns. I'm not going to lie. At number 5, the Sacramento Kings at 10-7.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Now, the Sacramento Kings, I thought that they really weren't going to be as good this season because their defense is really, shot. They don't play a lick of defense at all. There's a couple of teams in the NBA, and their goals are just to outscore you or nothing. And Sacramento is one of those teams. I find it funny because I don't look at anybody besides De'Aaron Fox on that roster as being a super monster offensive player. But just as a whole, they have so many guys averaging over 10 points that they just bombard you every night, and it becomes a shootout with whoever they play because they're not going to try to guard you. Number 4, the Dallas Mavericks at 11-7, and I'm not going to lie.
I mean, it's alright,
I had them as being a higher seed because I'm a biased Maverick fan. But if I'm being completely honest, they've been okay this season. They started off 4-0, and since then they're 500. Flat. So, in my opinion, that's very disappointing. I expected a lot more from them. As you can clearly see, they're still only 4 games over 500. The first 4 games that they won in a row is how many they're over 500 right now. That's very disappointing in my opinion. They should most definitely be better than that. Kyrie, please come back to life. Where are you, bro? Where's Kyrie Irving? The OKC Thunder.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
Yeah, I've been looking tough. I'm not gonna lie. OKC's been looking really, really nice. And 12-6 record. They started off hot. They're just nice. They got Shea. They got Chet. Chet has been a huge addition. I didn't think Chet was gonna be this really big needle mover But he is. He definitely is. His defense is crazy. His offense is crazy. He's been consistent. He's having these really great performances against some of the best centers in the league that a lot of people were like, hey, once he faces Joel Embiid, he's going to be a rude awakening. He dropped 35 on Joel Embiid. So I'm just saying, Chet is that guy. Next, we got Denver.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP.
I'm not entirely sure how Denver is the second seed. Like, it's kind of confusing. They're 14-6. I feel like they just won't lose. Jamal Murray has played like a handful of games. Jokic has missed a couple of games in a row. Aaron Gordon missed a couple games in a row. Bro, they beat the Suns with Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, and Jokic out. They just won't lose. I don't understand. The Minnesota Timberwolves, I'm not sold.
Overrated as fuck, in my opinion. I mean,
Y'all are the first seed right now, but I am not sold. They're 14-4. They are also just handling business right now. Anthony Edwards is looking really, really good. He took the jump that he needed to take. He's averaging like 26 points right now. Cat's not looking too shabby. Rudy Gobert is playing his defense, and the role players are picking up the pieces. So, hey, here they are. Their defense looked really, really good, and they're the first seed. Do I believe in the sauce? Absolutely not. That was a lot. Now we're gonna go to the Eastern Conference. Detroit Pistons.
know your fucking place, trash.
Hot trash, hot garbage, but y'all got some nice young pieces. Y'all got a Man Thompson, Cap. Y'all got a Sword Thompson, Kate Cunningham, Jalen Duren, and that's a nice little core right there. But y'all just can't put the wins together for some reason. 2-17 on a 16-game losing streak is absolutely abysmal. Get a win. Washington. Y'all suck, but y'all are not in a good situation. Y'all got Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma, and that's it. Good luck, for real. Chicago. Blow it up. Blow it up. I don't got many words for y'all. Blow it up. There are teams that can use Alex Caruso, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan. Let those teams have those players. Please rebuild your team. This was a dumb trade when you did it. It's an even dumber trade now. It was cool when Lonzo was here, but he's done for us. So blow it up. We got Charlotte, 6-11, and y'all look pretty decent when LaMelo's playing, but LaMelo is never playing. So I'm not entirely sure what you're gonna do there. LaMelo's having a lot of ankle problems. I'm not saying give up on him, but y'all clearly need a better roster than this. I'm not sure how you build it. Hopefully Brandon Miller is nice. Trade Gordon Hayward, trade Terry Rozier, try to make something shake. Toronto is 9-11. Blow it up, please blow it up. Y'all are in like the same boat as Chicago, kinda. Y'all are a little better than Chicago. I'll say Chicago's bad and y'all are mid. Teams can use OG Anunoby. Teams can use Chris Boucher. Teams can use Pascal Siakam. And y'all suck. So please trade them. Y'all are not making the playoffs. Give it up.
It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
Brooklyn is 9-9 for the 10th seed.
Mid.
The young players for real are Nick Claxton and Cam Thomas. I personally think after this year, y'all should probably look to move Mikal Bridges, because I don't think he's going to be a #1 option for real, even though he is nice. But being that he is nice, you can definitely get some young pieces or some picks back for him. So I think that's the direction y'all should go in. But what do I know? The Atlanta Hawks are 9-9. Bro, the Atlanta Hawks are 500 over 2 seasons. Y'all got to make something shake. I've seen some rumors about them getting Pascal Siakam, and y'all got to do it. Y'all got to make a big 3 out of something, because this is just not it. Trae Young coming out, and he's been balling this season. Balling. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, Trae Young mid. I'm trying to show y'all that Trae Young is nice. I've been trying to show y'all that Trae Young is nice. If you didn't see my Let's Be Real About Trae Young video, tune into that. But I'm trying to show y'all, Trae Young is nice. He came out, he's been hooping, and y'all are mid. So make some shake before he gets mad and ass out, because I see it coming. Next up, we got Cleveland.
You're not that guy, pal.
Blow it up. And when I say blow it up, I mean just trade Donovan Mitchell, because this pairing is not it. You either got to trade Donovan Mitchell, who I think is going to walk anyway, or trade everybody else and try to make a better roster. So I think the easiest thing to do would be to trade Donovan Mitchell, get some pieces, and try this again. Because I personally don't think this team, as constructed, is going to win much. Next up, we got Indiana.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss.
Another shootout demon team. They don't play no defense. Their pace is absolutely insane, but I have to talk about Reese. And I'm probably going to make it a video on Reese, so I'm not going to go too in-depth. But that boy averaging 26-11 right now. If he was on a better team, we'd be having MVP discussions, because that boy is hooping. Next up, we got Miami. I thought Miami was done, personally. I thought they were done. I don't really see how they keep doing this year after year. They got all of their role players, except for Caleb Martin, that blew up and had that nice playoff run, are gone. Max Strus on the Cavs, Gabe Vincent on the Lakers, and y'all just keep doing this every year. Like, y'all got Jaime Jaquez Jr., and he's nice. Where did he come from? Like, y'all keep finding these random players that just come to your team and they're nice. I'm not understanding. Why can't the Mavericks do that? The New York Knicks are 12-7, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been a quiet Knicks fan this season, a very quiet Knicks fan. They've looked pretty decent. Julius Randle, he started off the season abysmal, but he's playing some great basketball now. Jalen Brunson's been consistent. RJ has probably been their best player throughout the year when he plays because he's been in and out, but the Knicks do look good. Number 4, the 76ers at 12-7. I'm surprised y'all are as good as you are without James Harden, but you're good. You're good. Tyrese Maxey and James Harden. Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid are one of the best duos in the league. They just score a whole lot of points. Like, Tyrese Maxey is really a demon. I did not know Tyrese Maxey was that nice. He's that dude for real. And your role players are showing up, so y'all 12-7. The Milwaukee Bucks at 13-6. I don't even know how y'all got here. Because if I'm being honest, Damian Lillard has not had a good season so far, and Giannis has had an okay season so far, and y'all defense is actually abysmal. Y'all just lost to the Bulls without Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan. Y'all need to pick it up. I don't know how you're gonna pick it up, but y'all gotta pick it up. That defense is actually terrible, and Giannis and Dame are starting to get a little bit better chemistry, but it's still not a great watch right now. It's not a great watch. Number 2, we got the Orlando Magic.
Wow.
And hey, man, that defense is just tough. That's some tough defense. Y'all offense is a little suspect. Y'all need some better guard play, which is kind of funny because I feel like if you look at the Magic, some of their most eccentric players are Cole Anthony and Jalen Suggs, but you're going to need better than that. Obviously, you are still the 2 seed right now, which is amazing for y'all. But yeah, Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero are your best players. I think you're going to need some extra guard play, especially because Paolo's decision-making has been questionable at times. I think he's a good secondary decision-maker, but you're going to really need a point guard to, hone that in. Lastly, we got the Boston Celtics. Y'all are the 1st seed, as you should be. If you were anything but the 1st seed, I'd be slandering the Celtics for a good duration of this video. I don't have nothing to say about y'all. Your roster is stacked. Hell yeah, you should be the 1st seed.